I look like a 12-year-old boy, so that's strong. Hey, hi, hello, and welcome to my channel. Today is a very exciting day because we are doing queer questions. If for some reason it's your first time on my channel, hi, I'm Sarah Barrios. I'm a singer-songwriter, bisexual, go by she, they, and I write songs about women, fantasy, and books. And for the month of June, which is Pride Month, I'm going to be doing a series of videos where I talk to other LGBTQ plus creators and artists who are in the community, and you guys get to ask them questions and talk to them. And today, for our very first guest, we have Ari. Is that what you go by for your artist name?
Yes.
Is Ari?
Yeah.
I always go by your Instagram name.
That's fine. That's okay. I don't mind it. It's like, because Arizona is like, it's my zone.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, but like in Portuguese, zona can also mean like a whorehouse. What? Started as a joke when I was a teenager.
Strong.
My friends were like, but it also means your zone. So my friends were like, oh, if you ever have a zone, it can be called Arizona. But
Zone
like,
/ whorehouse. Welcome to the channel. You guys will be surprised to see the background is different. I switched my bedroom for Ari's, so shout out Ari for letting me film this in her bedroom. Do you want to like tell a little bit about yourself, your pronouns, your sexuality, and just a little bit about like what you do as a human?
I'm Ari, she, her. I'm also bisexual, and I'm also an artist. And I've been posting videos online for like 14 years or so. So, you know, if you just want to check out my stuff,
We'll put all of Ari's links down below as well. Today, we are going to be answering questions as we are both bisexuals. We were talking about this before we started recording, but there's not a ton of like bisexual representation in the sense that like I could name like 12 different YouTube channels that are talking about bisexuality and like kind of explaining how it's different from person to person. Also, like every bisexual either has dyed hair or deep-rooted anxiety and depression, so none of us want to talk to each other either. Yeah. We're gonna start with these questions because we got a bunch of them. When did you realize you were bi? How did you realize you were bi? What was that experience for you?
it took a while. So I was like, wait, I don't know if I should look at you or at the camera.
Whatever makes you feel comfortable.
I feel like I should have realized when I was a teenager, but I didn't. I only realized that I might be bisexual when I was like 23 or so.
So late bloomer too. Nice.
Late bloomer. After I realized it all makes sense for my teenage years, but like for me to realize it was like, I was talking to some girls online. They were friends.
Yeah.
But I remember this one girl was kind of hitting on me.
Yeah.
And I remember I told my best friend at the time, I was like, I think this girl is kind of hitting on me. And then he asked, and do you like it? And I was like, oh, I've never thought about it.
Like,
do I like it? My immediate response was like, no.
No,
Of course not. But then I started thinking about it and I was like, oh wait, I kind of do like it. Like I've always been a very strong ally, which is
classic.
I should have seen.
Classic.
A lot of my friends were in the LGBTQ community, but it was no bisexuals, so it's like just kind of hard to tell. But then I remember seeing one time we were hanging out shortly after I had told him that this girl was hitting on me. We were at a hangout, and then I saw this couple of girls, and I remember just thinking, wow, like they look so beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I want to look like them or something like that.
The classic.
The classic. I started to realize this and question this about myself. And I was like, oh, like wait, because now I was old enough to know about bisexuality and to know that like that exists and it's a possibility. So I remember just questioning myself, and this one day I was just like, I'm just gonna meditate and go into this self journey. And I don't know if I can say here, but like I just like smoked some weed.
Oh yeah, dude.
And I was like, oh, okay, I think I'm bisexual. Like I think I like girls after this journey. I mean, to go into this journey, you kind of already know.
Yeah. I mean, you're like, do I know? Let's talk about it.
Straight people don't question.
Yeah,
don't go on Google and
go,
type,
am I gay?
Yeah. Exactly. So I was like, okay, I think I'm bisexual. But then it took months until I kissed a girl for the first time because it's terrifying.
Right. I mean, women are scary as fuck.
Scary, because men, you just look at them and you like smile when they come and talk to you.
I will say, like, men, and I mean this in the most respectful way, though no matter what comes out of my mouth, it's going to sound awful. But getting attention from men, you get it whether you want it or not. There's been a clear understanding of, like, how to interact with men through society.
Like, women, it was like, okay, I would like to, like, kiss a girl and, you know, see how I feel. But I don't know how to go about it because I don't know which girls would also be interested in being with a girl and if they would be interested in being with me in specific. So then I remember like months after, I had some other friends who were also very like fluid in their sexuality and stuff, and we were hanging out and I was like, yeah, like I think I'm bisexual, but like I've never kissed a girl and I don't know how to make it happen. And then this girl, she was basically like I volunteer as a tribute. But I accepted myself like right away because I was already, you know, like already being an ally.
Such a deep-rooted ally.
Deep-rooted ally.
I feel like a lot of people in the bisexual community tend to like come out later in life.
A teenager, I'd be like, oh, am I a lesbian? And like, no, because I like men. But it was never, I didn't have enough bisexual representation to be like,
Absolutely.
oh, it's okay to like both.
Have you experienced any bi erasure or negativity around your sexuality, and how have you dealt with it?
Yeah,
I mean, duh.
We're talking about this for hours before the video started. I have felt this way both dating women and men after I came out, that it was just like when I started hanging out with girls that I like on Tinder, because like where do you even meet people as an adult? I don't know. Like I went to this bar and I was dating this, like going on a few dates with this like girl identified as a lesbian, and a guy on the bar started hitting on me before she got there, and then she was like really upset about it, like, oh, when you start dating a bi girl and like guys are hitting on her, but then also being with a man and the men just wondering like, am I ever gonna be enough for you? Like, what if I can't give you what you want? And it's just like not about that. Like we talked about it for a little bit, but I think it's important to share this with the world. So if you're in a straight relationship or if you're in a gay relationship, it's just, there's never like a guarantee that that person's going to ever
regardless.
I'm in a relationship right now, so I'm not like pursuing other people because I'm in a monogamous relationship.
Oh, you're not an asshole? So weird.
Yeah, bare minimum kind of stuff.
Like, it's so talked about that the straight community is erasing bisexuality, but the queer community has a lot of work to do in general, not just with bisexuality, but like embracing each other. My first experiences in the queer community were very negative with the lesbian community, where they were like, absolutely not will I talk to you, or they would start talking to me and then I'd be like, yeah, I'm bi, and they'd be like, sorry sis,
I'm out.
They're like, oh yeah, I don't date bi girls, they will leave me for guys. And I'm like, well, with that attitude I'd leave you for anyone. Like, obviously not everyone in the community is like that, but it often feels like you are having to prove how gay you are to the straights and the gays.
Yeah.
You are not gay enough until you're dating someone of the same sex.
Yeah.
And
then you're just gay.
And then you're just gay.
Yeah.
And then if you date another man, even though you've been bi the whole time, and you break up with that girl and you date a guy, they're like, I've been bi this whole time. Yeah. Somebody had asked how to find queer friends online in a non-accepting town or community.
TikTok.
Honestly,
because I don't like, I've always been very lucky to grow up around a lot of like queer or just like openly fluid people, so I never had that problem. Also because I came out later in life. I guess TikTok.
I feel like TikTok's a good one. I think the best possible way is use social media, especially if you're in a town or community that is not accepting. TikTok is a great place because people are so outward about their sexuality on TikTok. Just like comment on people's things and be like, hey, I've been very straightforward. Like, I hit you up
groups
and on Instagram, and I was like, I don't have any friends. You're also bisexual. Do you want to hang out? Like, I think just be super straightforward and honest and be like, bro, like, I have no friends and I'm trying to make some. Like, what's up? Discord is also really great.
Yeah, like if you find a community, like meet friends on TikTok or something, and they do have a Discord community that you can make friends with. I don't know, I see a lot of younger people at least.
Look through things that you like, your hobbies, your like whatever, like I like
bands you like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then try to find the queer community within those things that you like, because then at the end of the day, if you meet someone and they are great, then at least you'll have that like one thing in common where you're like, oh, we both like this band.
Yeah.
And somebody said, these questions are always so interesting to me. I came out as bi to most of my friends. Congrats. Welcome to the fam. What's the safest way to tell my family?
I don't know if I'm the right person, depends on your age, I would say, because I came out to my parents, I was in my mid-20s. So like I didn't live with my parents, they didn't pay my bills, so I actually came out to my mom in a fight. Now she's just like, she stands. She will not like hear anybody say shit about it, and she will defend me, but it was hard for her because she also had religious trauma and she also had to deal with it, but like it was during a fight, and she was like I just don't know why people like these people like advertise that they like have to do, you know, and I'm like, well mom, I am one of these people you're talking about, and what you're saying is not okay.
She said,
and then she was like, oh, what have I done wrong? Where did I go wrong? And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You're telling me that right now? But I was an adult, and I had already left my country, and I was like, what the fuck are you going on about?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm a great kid. And I think after that shock was passed, she was just like, I'll never let anybody say anything bad about bisexuals ever. If you are teen, if you live with your parents, if you depend on them, and if you feel that they are not going to be accepting, maybe wait. It might suck, but you being safe comes first.
Yeah.
And it's not like hiding who you are, it's not like putting it down. It sucks, it's a situation that sucks, but if you feel that your parents are gonna kick you out, if you feel like it's gonna put you through harder times than you have to be when you're a teen, and you shouldn't have to worry about things like where am I gonna live and shit like that, then I would say wait, even though it sucks. If your parents don't accept you, fuck them. We accept you, and
that's the best advice we can give.
We talk
hopefully
so much.
This is what
because each one of these questions could be an entire video.
I mean, they really could. Who was your bi-awakening? They're like a character or an artist or a television show or like a movie that made you go, ooh, that.
So I think I repressed it a lot when I was growing up. I only started realizing these things after I came out. After I came out, I was like, oh, I didn't like that show because like, you know, like, oh, so I didn't, you know, I didn't even know how to put this into words.
I didn't think she was.
When I watched TV and stuff, I always felt like I wanted to be those characters, and so none of them actually awakened it in me. I only realized it after I was an adult. Right. So I don't think it's fair to call them my bi-awakening.
That's fair. I was like in love with Shigo from Kim Possible.
Oh.
She's pretty hot. I wanted to be Danny Phantom just because I thought he was like so slick and cool. Yeah. Like I wasn't like, oh my god, I want to date him. I was like, I want to be him because he would like
because I also relate to that.
I have a question for you. Hopefully you can read my handwriting because it's in, I think, Portuguese.
Oh my gosh. So this means, how was it like to come out of the closet? I've always wanted to, but I'm scared of. That's so sweet. So I think we kind of talked about it already, but it was, to me, it was freeing, but it was terrifying at the same time. A little bit about my family, even though I knew they would eventually, like, you know, I never questioned how much my parents loved me, and I am very thankful that they raised me like that, I know they love me first, and they are worried about how the world will view me more, but I was scared about, like I talked to you a little bit about it, like I came out after I already had a following, and a lot of my following was straight men. When I came out, I did get a lot of backlash from this kind of people, but then it also allowed me to like live my true self. It's not like I was hiding it before, but before I had all these homophobes,
yeah, exactly.
And now I'm like, well, I don't feel like we should have to come out. We shouldn't have to label ourselves if we don't want to.
Same.
But at the same time, I wanted to because I didn't have the representation. So I wanted to, for other people to see me and be like, oh, there's this Ario. Oh, she dates a guy. Oh, she's bi. That doesn't invalidate her relationship. It doesn't invalidate who she is. And it was freeing, like being with a partner who already knew I was bi since before we started dating, and who I could talk about it.
Yeah. So many people were like, how did you know you were bisexual and not gay? I think I'm bisexual, but I read the compet and now I'm not so sure.
Okay, so we talked about it a lot, and for me, it also fucked me up. I talked to my therapist a lot about it, because it's this pressure to fit in like this one tiny box, like that we brushed on this subject earlier, like being a lesbian or being a straight person and having to pick a side or having to know your percentage or having to fit exactly in this box. And it was hard for me too, because as a woman and as like a woman who also likes women, reading the master doc was like, oh, what if all the guys I ever liked in my life was compat? But then I'm like, well, that invalidates all the feelings that I had.
Absolutely.
Like all the feelings that I felt for all of these guys and that I feel for my boyfriend are very real.
Yeah.
Like all these songs that I wrote,
yeah,
they're like
they were very real things.
It's very much there. So for me, it was like, it was very hard to question all of this, because it all makes sense. And like you said earlier, like it's hard to tell what I was taught and how I feel, but like I know that I feel things and I know that I have felt very real things.
And when reading compet as a woman, it's very difficult to separate your actual feelings towards men and the misogyny that you are taught, and separate the two, because unfortunately they commingle. Be honest with yourself, right? There's like the answer you give yourself because that's the one you want, and then there's that like tiny voice in the back of your head that goes, not that, that's not it. No one can tell you what you are, because at the end of the day, the only person who's living your life is you, and the people who are gonna have opinions on it don't live every day in your skin. Bada bing, bada.
Things just aren't black and white. We can't just respond something. I can respond only to my own experience.
Yeah, exactly.
And like each person's experience is different. Sometimes you question it since you were a kid. Sometimes you only question it when you're an adult.
Yeah.
And both. Yeah.
You got this.
Yes.
Do you have any stuff that you want to plug? Do you have anything coming up? Do you have any like music things you want to talk about? YouTube videos?
I'm trying to. I am playing a show in LA though in July. It's gonna be my first like show with a band. I'm really excited.
What? Wait, when?
July 13th at the Echo.
Oh my God, you're playing the Echo?
I'm excited.
Oh my God, dude, that's so sick. Wait, I'm gonna come. That's gonna be
first
so
time
awesome.
with a band. I'm really excited. Yeah.
I'm so stoked.
I'm working a lot of music and stuff too, but don't know dates yet. Yeah.
We'll put the links. We'll put all of the links, but you can get tickets for that show here if you're in LA or you want to come visit. Ari's gonna be playing her very first big band show.
I'm excited.
At the fucking Echo, which
I am
like
terrified.
honestly pop up. Oh, you're gonna be perfectly fine. You're gonna be totally
I am
fine.
terrified and so excited.
I will do like full blown mom mode and be like, we love you.
Thank you.
Yeah, which might make it worse.
No, I love that because
Okay,
my
good.
mom used to do that and I miss it because
Oh,
she
good.
can't be here. So
Okay, great,
I need
great,
a
great.
mom.
Thank you so much for coming and hanging.
Thank you for having me and thank you
Thanks.
for listening to our
Yeah,
like,
hopefully
just
you guys like this.
talk
This
and
editing
stuff.
this video is gonna be.
It's gonna be a nightmare.
We'll see how
It
long
does
this
look
one
very
goes.
nice because
Yeah.
I do. I don't have many friends like
Me neither.
bisexual girls.
Dude, let's hang out. Literally,
Let's
don't have any
hang
friends.
out. Two nerds who don't live
Yo,
in their
let's
houses.
hang. Let's hang out, bro.
So I did
Nerd
try to
shit.
get you to play League of Legends.
I know.
So.
Oh, here's the thing. First, I'm the worst texter on the planet. I'm so
I'm not a
fucking
good
bad.
texter either. So
And also, it
Not
just so
mad at
happened that I texted you to hang, and every time you hit me up, I was either in a car. It was like the week from hell. Like everyone that I knew was in. I was making excuses, and I'm a piece of shit.
But we should hang.
I'm super down.
It is nice to have other people to
Honestly,
relate
yeah.
to.
I mean, I'm sitting on your bed, so I feel
Yeah.
like at this point we're
This
homies.
point, with how much we talked today, I swear to God, we're in Texas. But
Oh, you are?
yeah, because Blake's playing So What, and I'm playing with him actually.
What?
So
What day? Because I'm also playing so
wait, on the 29th.
Wait. Okay, bye,
Wait.
guys.